Mr. Senate President, may I present the Supreme Court? Mr. Senate President, may I present the 55th Term Executive Cabinet? Mr. Senate President, may I present to you Student Body Vice President Coco?
Senators, you ready to change USF? I hope so, because I am. Are you, Emily? Good. Taylor? Good. Let's leave the Great. Good to see you. Director Mencken. KV. Appreciate it. Allie. President Stats. Appreciate you coming. John. Good to see you. We got custodial here. Good to see you. Aziz. Nakia. Greg Jackson, helping out. Mr. Thompson, my hometown friend.
Like the ceremony, we have the good seat on the back. But Tom said,
And the rest of the family.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 55th Term Administration, University of South Florida Student Body President, John Coco.
Right, thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it today. Mr. Vice President, Mr. Senate President, members of the 55th Term Senate, justices, Provost Wilcox, members of the Student Affairs, faculty, staff, and fellow students. It is a pleasure to return from whence I came. It was here more than 4 years ago that I first took the oath of office as senator. It was here for 4 years that I gained both knowledge and inspiration to be more forthright in my endeavors to see that this student body is vigilant to the needs of every student. I have had the privilege to sit where you now sit. From my opportunity to lead the USF Votes 2012 Candidate Forum, to participation in 10 days, to the opportunity to create a lasting legacy of the father of USF, Sam Gibbons. This Senate has successfully prepared me to move forward in my service to the student body. And for that, I am humble and grateful. I congratulate you all on your selected role in history. For you and I are privileged to serve in this government in what could be the most productive year in its long history. The choices we make today will affect the welfare of generations to come. A little more than 2 months ago, I assumed the office of President of the Student Body. At that time, many were uncertain where this new administration would take this government. Many were uncertain on whether or not we were capable of enduring the tasks ahead. Many were uncertain on whether we deserve to be where we are. Yet today, I have witnessed a heightened respect towards our goals. A new vigor has engulfed these halls, and after having witnessed meticulous yet steady success, I can report to you that the state of the student body is promising and good. We have been able to build a team of rivals dedicated to the proposition of better serving the student body. We have been able to build a team from all walks of USF life, from Greek involvement to veterans, to LGBT, to grad students, to international students, and those involved in other campaigns. This team has come together to create new opportunities for the student body and to foster old ones. Under the leadership of Director of Communications, Ms. Maggie Hall, in collaboration between USF Housing, Capital Recreation, and Intu, The Glow in the Park event at Riverfront Park was able to garner a record crowd of over 700 people. Furthermore, our team was able to hold a successful job tour in collaboration with my successor, Senator Brandon Hartman, in his new role as chairman of the University Community and Government Affairs Committee. Our creative marketing director, Dan "The Man" Wachowski, was able to formulate a fantastic video to greet incoming students. The video has thus far made its mark, and I look forward to the good work that is ahead from you and your department. We have had the fastest and most flawless hiring process thus far. I have learned from my predecessors that the key to a formidable administration is to have a formidable chief of staff. Burke, you've been putting in the work, and for that I love you. Thank you. Our legal affairs team has written resolutions honoring our fellow Bulls for their esteemed success and service to this institution. Some include Mary Lou Harkness, the second librarian of USF, the new athletic director, Mark Harley, and students such as Thor Josiak, who has come from the deepest valley to now be on the highest mountaintop, overcoming his heart condition and showing true courage to continue to play football, a game he loves so much. I applaud this team for their efforts. To my Chief Financial Officer, I thank you for your service thus far. It's always great to hear every cabinet meeting that we still have money. Thank you for that. As a student government, all three branches have united together under the chairmanship of Director Gary Manka to create a strategic plan so that our student government is held to strict standards and to ensure that future administrations after us have a blueprint, a plan of action to guide their efforts in bettering the student body. Director Manka, I'm wholly committed to this effort, and I welcome your leadership in seeing this done. Our advisors are the unsung heroes in our government. We ought to be more grateful in their efforts to help us improve our leadership ability. There is not one day because of them where I do not remember that leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. We have been privileged with a fine advising team. It is unfortunate, however, that we are losing one of our own finest members of student government. Jessica Morgan, the Assistant Director of Student Government Advising, Training, and Operations, is moving on to new ventures and new chapters in her life. Her time devoted to student government has been a gift, and those who have worked with her throughout the years are fully aware of how much she will do this. My hope is that she finds success in her endeavors throughout life, to make sure to go back to our little hometown called Middleburg to get some good La Nopalera queso. We are thankful for her service, and I wish her all the good vibes. To my Vice President, who has been leading in his efforts to restructure the agencies, I congratulate you on a job well done thus far, and look forward to accomplishing great things together for the students. Before I speak about the months ahead, I would like to briefly share a story with you about why I love what I do. In my tenure here as a student, I have been able to hear the stories of fellow students, and at times become engulfed in their life stories. One student I met in my French class. Her name is Akia Walls. She comes from a background associated with struggles. She is the first in a large family to attend college at the ripe age of 32 years, with 2 young kids. She has no car, no job, and at any moment could be evicted from her home. Yet she pressed on, resolute as can be in obtaining that degree. During that time, I got to know her story more and more. I would take her home from school and drop her off. I even had the privilege to meet some of her family and her 2 young kids. She was kind enough to volunteer some of her invaluable time in the We the Students campaign. She kept saying she believed in what we were capable of doing, that we had the opportunity to change the lives of our fellow students and make SG impactful again. I was humbled in her words. Her belief got us to where we are today, and for that we will forever be grateful. Then came the moment when hell arrived. In order to obtain the degree, she needed to study abroad at the University of Exeter as part of the International Business degree requirement. With no money, no car, maxed out on loans, and now the reality that she will be evicted, how is she going to get to England within a month? With my newfound role and voice within the university, I went to seek help. I set up an impromptu meeting with the Vice Provost of Student Success, Paul Gasol, to see what we could do. He said he would get back to me. He did. and after conferring with the provost and other parties, they were happy to report that Akia was going to Eagle and was finally going to realize a dream that her and her family long awaited for. She made it. She made it because of the compassionate leadership shown by the university administration. For that, Provost Wilcox and Vice Provost Assault, I sincerely thank you for your compassionate voice in ensuring that we made one more student's dream come true. A true story of student success. I quote Zora Neale Hurston, "I have been in Sorrow's kitchen and licked out all the pots. Then I stood on the peaky mountain wrapped in rainbows, with a harp and sword in my hands." Akia, would you please stand and we recognize you? I'd also like to recognize the provost. As mentioned, the state of the student body is promising and good. Yet the task ahead will be challenging and will require us to endure stresses associated with those challenges. These will be proud and memorable days as we forge on to new peaks in the carousel of progress. I have tasked my administration with certain goals that we must reach if we are to truly be effective in representing the student body. The departments of University, Community, and Government Affairs have a well-versed leadership team. They have the passion and knowledge necessary to complete our prime directive. I want to acknowledge Director Redford, Resmondo, and Garcia for joining our team. My number one priority coming into office is the safety of the student body. As of this summer, we are working with the necessary partners to ensure our students are both safe on and off campus. Some of these partners include the White House Task Force on Sexual Assault, the Office of Victim Advocacy and Violence Prevention, the Dean for Students Office on Off-Campus Safety, and local government officials. This is something I take very seriously, and I will be resolute in ensuring all of us are safe on a daily basis. I know Chief Withrow of UP is strongly committed to this effort, and we both ask that you remain vigilant and off campus. I want to work with Senator Sophia Cologne and Senator Javaris Herndon from the College of Public Health, along with Dr. Stacy Pearson-Wharton from Wellness, to focus on a mental health awareness initiative. We must be guardians of the welfare of our student body and ensure that they are well in physical and mental health. I want to work with the Office of Financial Aid to help provide more clarification and awareness of the complexities involved with the process. Students at many times, no fault of their own, miss deadlines and suffer stringent repercussions because of unknown or unadvertised regulations. My administration is committed to financial stewardship and will work with the necessary partners to achieve financial student success. The Bull-to-Bull Financial Literacy Program, the Office of Student Success, Senator Rubio and Senator Mark Warner, passing a federal bill involving income-based repayment for loans, and work closely with Sydney Fernandez of the IT department to make fees on Oasis more transparent. I'm also laser focused on jobs, jobs, jobs. I recently met with the new AVP on Career Services, Russ Kugenheier, and he is ecstatic to work with my administration to provide another outlet to the student body about employment opportunities. I believe with enough support, our student government could be a significant resource in this venture. Performance metrics are the new normal, and we, as a student government, must help in this effort to ensure that the student body is ready for the job market. Furthermore, I was recently successful in passing my budget to create new traditions and foster old ones. My administration will be proud to help host the 2014 gubernatorial debate between Governor Rick Scott and presumptive Democratic nominee Charlie Crist. We will have a watch party at the Embassy Amphitheater and invite all students to join us on a day of civic celebration and engagement. We will be hosting a bookable unveiling ceremony to honor the hard work of the USF ambassadors who helped complete the revised book, to reminisce on the history of USF, and to honor legendary bull bear at USF, Joe Tamino, who has been here since 1966 and was the first executive director of the USF Alumni Association. The event will be held at the Contemporary Art Museum, the first time that SGS decided to hold an event there. History is a relentless master. It is the past rushing into the future, and we must not be allowed to be swept aside. We are closely working with the athletics department and the Office of New Student Connection to create a new tradition called the Huddle, in which we, the students, will gather around our football team and huddle up to hear Coach Taggart give us a rousing speech. We will have rally towers, which say Huddle 2014, and will create a lasting traditions for the week of welcomes to come. There will be food, games, and good vibes. In my budget, I have requested funds for a major arts event on campus. The Senate unanimously approved it. I have already met with the Dean of the Fine Arts School to discuss what an event would look like. Stay tuned, for it will be an event for all campuses to come forth and celebrate cultural diversity. For what will be remembered in the withering test of time is our contributions to the human spirit. What will be your contribution? To the students of Lakeland and the rest of the USF system, I am here to serve you as my role as trustee of this university. We are here to grow together as a system and turn the walls into bridges, or rather bridges into walls. Lakeland, unfortunately, will not be with us much longer. Thus, we will remember our Lakeland branch with the plaza, to be dedicated sometime this fall in memory of that little campus along the way. I applaud the judicial branch's efforts to continue to bring the system together through the judicial summits. I am grateful that they have taken my idea of bringing together the other campuses and establishing a new tradition. United as one, we shall always be. I would like to recognize the president of Sarasota Manatee, Mr. William Stacks. Thank you for being here. Last but certainly not least, I'm excited to announce the projected completion date of the USF Student Memorial at Crescent Hill. For months, we have been leading on this effort to ensure that our fellow student brethren have a memorial to enshrine their memories and stories for ages to come. Come this October, the project will be completed. I applaud the leadership of Ms. Sandy Lovins and her team for their tireless effort to ensure that this project was done with the most appropriate care. A couple months ago, assuming the task of the presidency, I have had the honor to represent USF everywhere I go, from selfies with Bill Clinton to further strengthening relationships with Congressman Ross and Castro, and also working with student body presidents from across the nation and the state. I show my bold pride emphatically. I look forward to establishing new relations and further putting USF on the map. I have pledged myself and my colleagues in the cabinet to a continuous encouragement of initiative, responsibility, and energy in serving the student interest. Let every public servant know, whether their post is high or low, that the rank and reputation of this administration will be determined by the size of the job they do. And let every man and woman who works in every area of student government be able to say with full pride that I serve the USF student government in the hour of our students' needs. As for now, the winds have changed and are blowing in a new direction strongly than ever. We steer the ship with hope, and will use the voice as a student body as our leader. So let us pledge together to go forward together by achieving these goals to our government, and in doing so, make the 55th term student government the best government in the history of this university. Thank you.
Thank you, President Coco. We'll be now going into a 15-minute recess before we start the second meeting.